Yo, what's going on? Chavo Guerrero Jr. here, giving a big shout out to Wrestling Rehab. Keep watching, keep listening, and viva la raza.
Órale. Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shouts to all the junkies out there. I'm at home. I am not on the road, man. Usually I've been doing videos on in the truck. I'm home. I got a little bit of spare time. Me and my boy Blue Demon here. And yeah, I was supposed to go live on Monday. I actually had it all set up, but you know what? Work just kept on rolling, man. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to do it, man. Just gotta keep those wheels turning, man. So anyway, there's a few things that we so here we are, right? The week of Night of Champions, baby. Oh yes, Night of Champions. I remember when Night of Champions first came out, and it was supposed to be a night where every title was defended. This time around, they definitely threw that sucker out the window because what do we have? Two title matches, and that's it. We actually had some changes, all right, and some of these matches as well. Dom versus AJ is no longer happening. I guess Dom is injured, and that match isn't happening. So we're gonna get Sami Zayn versus Karrion Cross, which is fine, which is cool, I guess. They get a little bit of exposure for Karrion Cross. I don't know if they're really trying to give that dude a push or what. Let me get out of right here. Um, but yeah, I'm just kind of like, all right. First, for the longest time, Sami Zayn was not allowed to go to Saudi Arabia. He was not allowed because he's Jordanian, man. And whatever they do over there, man, the clashes they have, whatever, Holmes. But he was not allowed. But he's already done that, and I guess it kind of, I don't know, sends some sort of message if you have him go over there and put on a show, whatever, man. So anyway, I definitely want to get into the whole John Cena CM Punk thing, but before I do that, there's a couple of other things I want to talk about. One is the Goldberg interview that he had with Michael Cole. All right, I said this, man. I was never really a fan of Goldberg. All right, yeah, he was cool, just some big dude, just tearing dudes up, but he was never a really good wrestler. I was never really like a big fan of his. I was just kind of like, yeah, all right, another big guy that just goes in there and just beats dudes up, right? Um, at towards the end of his career, he never had a good run in the WWE, right? His heydays, his great days were all in WCW. His WWE run was not. It was nowhere near what he did in WCW. Okay. And the last time he was around, I was just kind of like, yeah, all right, fine, whatever. Then he goes away. He comes back and he starts beefing it a little bit with Gunther and everything. And I look to everybody I know is I'm not really that big of a fan of Gunther either. It's fine. It's I don't mind that he's champion. That's cool. I don't have an issue with that. I only had an issue with Gunther being the longest reigning Intercontinental champion. That's the only problem I really had. Um, him being champ, that's fine. I'm cool with it. So now it's gonna be Gunther versus Goldberg, not at Night of Champions, but at Saturday night's main event. But my point is this: the interview that he had, that Goldberg had with Michael Cole, I thought it was good. And this is coming from somebody who doesn't even really care too much for Goldberg, man, because I don't. I'm really not that much of a fan of his. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was done well. Um, did it get me excited for the match? I mean, I'm probably a little bit more interested in the match now after that. It still doesn't have me at the edge of my seat. I'm sure everybody else is loving it. because everybody else seems to love Goldberg. Everybody else seems to love Gunther. That's cool. Love them. I'm not telling you guys not to love them. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't really care for either one. Um, but his interview with Michael Cole, I thought was done very, very well. I like the setting. I like everything, the tone to it, the lead up for him to get to where he was trying to go with that interview. I thought it was done very, very well, very well. Now the fact that they're really going to promote this as his very, very last match goes to show something, man. Think about this, everyone. All right, check this out, junkies. Bill Goldberg, his very last match is going to be at a Saturday night's main event. Does that ring a bell? Because John Cena's very last match or appearance will be at a Saturday night's main event. It's going to be a match. It's going to be a match. Will be at a Saturday night's main event. Man, they're really pushing the Saturday night's main event, which is cool. I like, nostalgia wise, I loved Saturday night's main events. I did, man. Saturday night's main events were feeding me, dog. I used to wait for those suckers. Whenever they promoted it, whenever I saw it on the TV guide and everything, it's like, damn, you circle that sucker. Saturday night's main event. But again, that was a different time. That was a different era. You did not have the Monday Night Raws. You did not have the Friday Night SmackDowns. You did not have the talent facing each other the way they do on a weekly, twice a week basis. You did not have that. You just had the main roster just beating up on these nudely looking jobbers that you didn't know who they were. So Saturday night's main event, it was like, damn, it was big, right? So I mean, they're really trying to make these Saturday night's main event, yeah, pretty big, and that's cool. That's fine. I want Saturday night's main event to live. I do. I just don't know how much of a difference it really makes, especially now since the WWE has moved PLEs. If anybody hasn't caught on, let me catch you guys up. PLEs are no longer on Sundays. Actually, now that they're going to do two PLEs on a weekend, yeah, you are going to get one on a Sunday. But for the most part, PLEs have been moved to Saturdays. PLEs were always, back even when they were pay per views, were always on Sundays. Always on Sundays. They have been moved, man. They have been moved to Saturdays. So now that you got PLEs on Saturdays, I think you even take a little bit more away from Saturday night's main event because now all the PLEs are on Saturday. If you still had PLEs on Sundays, it would make you wait for Saturday night's main event because it's like, oh man, I'm getting wrestling on Saturday. Yeah, you got other promotions. That's not what I'm talking about. But WWE. Oh man, I'm getting that on a Saturday night. Cool. You know what? You circle that down. It's like, all right, freedom and dog. I might have the barbecue grill up some burgers or some carne asada, some ribs, something, man. Right? Time to get a couple of pistos, kind of get a couple of brews or whatever, and let's watch Saturday night's main event. Why? Because you rarely will ever get WWE on a Saturday. But now that they have all their PLEs on Saturdays, it just waters it down. So if you're trying to make Saturday night's main event stand out on its own, it's not a good process to be having all your PLEs on Saturdays because Saturday night's main event is going to be like a PLE, but with commercials on regular television. So, but yeah, I do want to give a little props to Goldberg, man, from somebody who's not really a fan of his. I want to give a little props to Goldberg. Him and Michael Cole, they did a good interview. I enjoyed it. Am I looking forward to the match? I guess more now than before. Sure, why not? If Gunther has to be his last final opponent, Yeah, all right. So be it, man. I didn't even really care. Honestly, to me, Goldberg, he could have just, I don't do go do what he does. Ride off on his motorcycle. I think he rides Harleys or something. Just he could honestly, man, if he never showed his face, I don't hate the guy. I do not hate him. But if I never saw him again, if he never came around again, I wouldn't be calling for Goldberg like, hey man, where's Goldberg? Why don't we have Goldberg come back one last time, man? Why don't we, whenever there's WrestleMania and they're talking about OGs, right? Old school dudes and old school chicks coming back just to make an appearance or something. Goldberg never came to my mind. I don't know, maybe it came to some of you guys' mind, but I personally, I never heard anybody mention Goldberg. I never heard anybody like, oh man, it'll be cool if Goldberg comes back. I'd hear, like Stone Cold, and not even in a match, not even in a match, just to make an appearance. Like if Stone Cold or Undertaker or Shawn Michaels or one of those guys, they come back just to make an appearance, not to have a match, of course not. Don't want to diminish their career, but just to make an appearance, right? Maybe Austin can come out, stun somebody in the middle of the ring, and drink some beers or something like that. But I never heard anybody say like, "Oh man, it'd be cool if Goldberg comes back just to make an appearance." But people love him. So be it, man. Well, hey, we got his final match. It's gonna be a Saturday night's main event against Gunther, and I do give him props for that interview he did with Michael Cole. I thought it was very well done, very very well done. I enjoyed it. I was entertained. I really enjoyed it. Um, looks like they are going with the idea that I was talking about last week when Liv Morgan got injured. I said, listen, I think the best way to go about this is to have Roxanne Perez step in for Liv Morgan and have her and Raquel Rodriguez keep going with the tag team. All right, keep the titles rolling, keep it going. Looks like Liv's gonna be out for a while, man. Honestly, it looks like she's gonna be out for the rest of the year. That sucks, because I'm a fan of hers. She grew on me, man. She really did. Um, that's some good time. That's a good chunk of time right there to build, man. You can build throughout that time. I don't know what's going on with Dirty Dom. I didn't know the dude was injured. I didn't know that Vato was injured, man. I really didn't. But apparently he's injured. So they pulled that match off of Night of Champions, which I will do. We'll do the predictions tomorrow if you guys are watching this live. So anyway, um, having Roxanne step in for Liv Morgan, I think is picture perfect, especially if Dom isn't going to be out that long. I don't know what's really going on with Dom. Is he really injured? Did he really just not want to go to Saudi Arabia because of everything that's going on? I got no idea. There's all these rumors out there that certain superstars don't want to go, and there's all different flights that are being canceled because of everything that's going on out there. I got no idea, man. But I will say this. I think this is a big opportunity to build a really good story with Roxanne, Liv, and Dirty Dom. The time that Liv is going to be away and out, that's when you start building with Dom, Roxanne. Okay. No, they don't have to be lovers or anything, kayfabe or anything of that sort. I mean, you can have her flirting with them. You can have both of them getting very comfortable with each other. You can have all that great stuff, man. And then when Liv comes back, she goes haywire, right? That the way she knows how. And I think that'll be great. I think that'll be great, especially like at the Royal Rumble or something. That would be badass, dog. On the real, I would love to see that, man. I mean, when I say I would love to see it, it's not that I love to see that Liv is injured, but if she's gonna be injured, this would be the best case scenario now, right? She comes back, and you don't have to. build a storyline, right? There's already a storyline right there for her to insert herself in because she's already all over the story. Heck, she'll be part of the story. This whole thing, look, this whole thing with Roxanne and and Dirty Dom. I mean, you could throw the whole Judgment Day in there, right? That whole storyline will be so good because it's meant for Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan's not even around. So when she comes back, bam, you don't. There's no thinking of like, well, what should we do with her? Should we do this? Should we put her over here? What kind of program should we put her in? She's just bam because all that build was because of her. So I like it, man. You know, I dig it. Um, let's get to the to the pipe bomb that happened on Friday Night SmackDown. I know there was a lot more that happened on Raw, but like I said, I wanted to go live on Monday, and it just worked, man. Just keep the wheels rolling to make money, right? Um, I do want to talk about the pipe bomb, John Cena, and CM Punk. Okay, strangely enough, our truth was our truth was in the mix of both of them. All right, the CM Punk pipe bomb and now the John Cena pipe bomb. That match was horrible, extremely horrible. The the pipe bomb, the John Cena pipe bomb. Look, our truth, they just used him. All right, straight up, they just used him to do this for John Cena to sit up at the corner at the top turnbuckle and just do what he's gonna do, calling out freaking Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler by their names. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm breaking down the fourth wall. Hey, the bike is still going. Wow, one of the most uncomfortable things in all of this. Okay, one of the most uncomfortable things to me personally when CM Punk did it. I don't know what year he did it. He did it quite a few years ago. If anybody remembers, let me know the year. But when he did it, he went back up to the top of the stage. So thus, I didn't have to see John Cena just kind of standing around, right? Because he was put through a table. Well, this time around was a little bit different because John Cena puts CM Punk, because CM Punk comes down to help out our truth because John Cena's a heel, so he just keeps on going down, on our truth. And here comes CM Punk to save the day, but it goes bad for him. John Cena hits the attitude adjustment, the AA, formerly known as the FU, onto a Slim Jim table, which I have no problem. One of the biggest things that's bothering me is you wrestling fans. You guys are really bothering me, complaining about anything and everything that you possibly can. Any little thing that you can criticize, you blow that sucker up. So there's an advertisement of Slim Jim on the table. I honestly, I don't care. I don't care. And I don't know if I'd even really notice it that much, except for the fact that wrestling fans have to keep on bringing it up. They have to keep on bringing it up, man. Like, good gosh. All right, fine. I don't even care if you call it Slim Jim tables. That's fine to me. I really don't care. You guys want something to complain about? Complain about the Intercontinental Championship. That title, how ugly it looks. Take it back to the old school Intercontinental Championship, man. The way that thing used to look, just a thing of beauty. One of the most beautiful things you'll ever see. Because right now, and for the last few years, that thing looks ugly. Like, good gosh, man. Son of a bastard. But then again, the IC strap is my favorite title ever of all time. To me, it's the most important. Some people call it a mid card title. That's fine. Not to me, it isn't, but that sucker just nasty looking, man. Take it back to the heydays because that thing's a thing of beauty. Just mwah. Anyway, yeah, why don't you guys get on board on complain about that? I don't care that there's a Slim Jim advertisement on a table. Makes sense to me. Hey, you're gonna snap the table, then snap it to a Slim Jim, right? And that's what John Cena did to CM Punk. Snapped them right through that table, snap it to a Slim Jim, right? The most uncomfortable thing to me in all of this was that John Cena decided to stay in the ring. Okay. He decided to stay in the ring. He didn't want to go up to the ramp for whatever reason. Maybe he thought, hey, it's a better shot if I drop this promo, this pipe bomb promo, with CM Punk laid out in the middle of the ring. The problem is that John Cena, I don't know how long he went. It seemed like forever. If anybody knows how long he went, let me know. It seemed like forever. Seeing CM Punk just laying there for seemed like an hour. I'm exaggerating, of course. I know it wasn't an hour, but it just almost seemed that way because it's like, man, all this time is passing and he's not moving. Is he alive? Like, you could see him breathing. Like, people have been put through tables before. I understand that. But how long is it going to take? How long is it really supposed to keep you down for? Because he didn't move. He just laid there, right? You could just see his body just breathing. And it's like, okay, John, I, I get it. The visual is pretty good. If you were going to, kind of be a little faster with this promo. But no, no, you decided to kick back. You decided to relax. You decided to get a little too comfy. And I'm look, that's fine. If it's gonna be the pipe bomb promo, that's cool, Holmes. But having CM Punk on screen at the same time, it's just I couldn't help. I couldn't help just think like, how long is he just gonna stay down for? Like I'm trying to get in what John Cena is putting out, right? What he's saying, I'm trying to digest it, but at the same time, I'm just looking at Punk, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, man. It's been some time. Like, John, you might want to start walking up the ramp, cutting the same pro. Just keep the mic as you walk up the ramp. So it doesn't show CM Punk, and then maybe if it turns, maybe the cameras turn to Punk, maybe you could show some officials kind of helping them out of the out of the destruction of the Slim Jim, snap it to the Slim Jim table or something, and him sitting up and just him turning his neck. But no, none of that. He's just laying there for I don't know how damn long. So John, you know, look, was it the right move? Was it the wrong move? Outside of what I'm talking about, right? Him doing what he did, this promo, this pipe bomb John Cena promo, that's fine. That's fine. I guess. I mean, it's John Cena versus CM Punk. When CM Punk did his thing, for one weird reason or another, CM Punk was wearing a Stone Cold Steve Austin T-shirt when he did the pipe bomb. Uh, I guess it would have been something, man, if John Cena would have thrown a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt. I don't know what the correlation would have been for that, but um, he wants to break down the fourth wall. He's breaking down the fourth wall, and then he tells and then he tells CM Punk, thanks for letting me rip off your promo. I liked a lot of what he said, where it's like CM Punk, you were just famous. Your best part of your career lasted like 7 something minutes. And I don't know if that's how long John Cena went. I'm just saying it seemed longer because CM Punk was just laid out in the middle of the ring the whole damn time. But I mean, it was cool. It worked to a certain degree. Um, it was I'll tell you guys this, man. I'm gonna end it with this. That promo. I'm not saying it was great. Okay, I'm not saying it was great. But what I will say is that that promo, that pipe bomb John Cena promo, is the best thing that John Cena has done since his heel turn. And that's not saying much because the promo, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. I think maybe I'm giving it more props because this heel turn has been just gosh awful. Holmes. It's been w- probably the worst ever. So at the very least, I can say that that pipe bomb promo, while it's not the greatest thing out there, and it didn't seem as organic as CM Punk when he did it, many moons ago, I'll at least say is the best thing that Cena has done since his heel turn. So, let's see what happens. What does John Cena have now? 15 dates left? 15, 14 dates? He doesn't have many more. We still have a good what? 5 months, 6 months to go. What are we at the end of June? I mean, we still got some ways to go, man. And he's only got I don't know. I don't know the exact number of dates, but he only got about like 14, 15 dates somewhere around that right there. So yeah, they got to start using them a little wisely, man. And we'll see what happens with that. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the predictions on another one. Have a panel on here. We'll go ahead and we'll see what's up with Night of Champions, man. A night where every title was supposed to be defended. That's how Night of Champions started. And I actually liked that PLE. I enjoyed when they first introduced Night of Champions and they said every title will be defended. I thought this is an awesome idea. This is a badass idea for a PLE. Have every title defended. Every title. I liked it. But no, here we go. It's called Night of Champions, and we have more matches without titles than we do with titles. I mean, I guess if you go and count the King of the Ring winner, whatever. But anyway, I'm out of here, man. All right. See you guys on that one. Total Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Catch you guys on next one.